Hey guys, how we doing? HK47 here. I have a lot to say. So, I didn't think this patch was going to come out until towards the end of June. And they actually just announced it, and it's going to be on the. It's going to come out on the 11th, and the patch notes are going to come out on the 10th, right? They tweeted a lot of stuff. I just wanted to go over that. And let me tell you my experience with 1.04, because I feel like that matters a lot. So, first starting off, I went to Planted Medusa's stream, and I was really interested in what he had to say. And I feel like when I was listening to him, I feel like my mindset of the game and overall, I kind of got warped on this idea that Tekken is just like a bad game, and I got super frustrated with it. Um, the online experience was pretty bad. It was really bad, actually. A lot more laggy games. I feel like the netcode was just kind of cooking the whole game. They had like a little update on the netcode, but it really didn't help its situation. I feel like
Find your footage.
I'm gonna be playing some music in the background, but but yeah, overall 1.04 didn't really enjoy it. I was just super annoyed with some of the characters and how the online was running. But I think Brian's fine. He's gonna get nerfed a little bit because you can't do heat dash into plus 18. What it sounds like in these tweets. There's also I did a little more research. It's whatever. So let's get into it. So they said here some characters aren't able to fully showcase their unique strengths in Tekken 8. Characters like Kazuya. Okay, so let's get into the problems with Kazuya. His combos. So if you're off axis at all, his combos will just drop straight up, and that's a huge problem for him. You'll be doing shit like electric jab, down forward 1-2 to bound them, and that is just terrible. That is just terrible, right? So what Kaze usually gets is double electric, jab. Um, you can dash up into 3-1, and then do his cancel thing, and then bound him there. But sometimes it would just randomly whiff if you did 3-1 into the short Yukin that he has, his like bound tool that he has out of crouch dash, and it would straight up just not work straight up. So I'm really hoping that this fixes his issues. I know he has a couple of issues when it comes to just straight up damage, right? So that's really good. Please fix his combos. That's all I really want. His damage is pretty shit. I would like to see a buff on that, but if it was more consistent, I think that's what we really need. Hold on, I'm just gonna turn on the music. Okay. So Kazu's gonna get buffed most likely. See, Paul is definitely a struggling character in Tekken 8. He doesn't really have the tools that he needs. I feel he has really good heat engagers and he has ridiculous shit in heat, but overall he's just kind of a weak character. He's always been pretty bad at poking, and I feel like this game is heavily reliant on poking because it takes away your straight up health bar and you can't recover. And Paul's always been shitty at poking, so I feel like this game just kind of poops on him. And Raven. So this is interesting to me. I think Raven is quite a. I wouldn't say he's quite a strong character, but I think he's quite a balanced character. So I don't really know what they would do. He has really good combos. He has really good mix. Maybe after like his hell sweep, you can get better Oki after. Maybe, but I don't really know. I don't really know how they would buff him. Some nerfs from previous patches will be readjusted to broaden the scope of gameplay. That is interesting. Okay. Some moves and combos are disproportionately strong. Okay. So I think when it comes to this specifically, I think this is talking about Kuma. Kuma has literally the most broken wall combo I've ever seen. and it's way too much. They need to do something about this because it's just you get launched, right? He does his combo and then he heat bursts and then he gets you to the wall and then it's like 70 to 80%. And even if this character has bad frames or whatever you want to say about Kuma, he shouldn't be hitting for this much, right? In addition to characters, move adjustments, heat dashes, throws, and stage gimmicks, we'll see their damage scaling recalibrated. Okay. So, I was playing Jin about 5 days ago, about a week ago, and we were on the floor break stage, and I was playing against another Jin, and both of us were literally just spamming hell sweeps because of the payoff of doing a hell sweep combo on that stage, right? So we'd fall through the floor, and then we would get like around 50% off of a hell sweep. Fucking way too much, man. Way too much. So hopefully they nerf that damage. It should do more like maybe 25%, 30%. But yeah, that's just like a very specific thing that I found on certain stages. We can also say about the stage with the explosive walls. If you get hit with, if you get like counter hit or launched by Paul with a down forward 2, all of a sudden he's doing like 60 to 70% on that stage. If he uses his heat, of course, but you pretty much have to expend everything if you want to get 70%. But yeah, it's a lot of damage. It's a lot to worry about. So we just got to see how they implement this. I would really like for it to be recalibrated because it is way too much. And I feel like the stages, I don't really like the stages in T8 because it's always like some bullshit going on them. Always. It's either like super big and like kind of annoying, or you get you get into the wall and then you fucking explode and then they get like 10% more. It's a little way too much in my opinion. And then like I said, the floor break with Jin, it's not fair. It's not fair. Risk reward for doing that, it's like, why not? 50% hell sweep, or you get launched for 50%. It's worth the risk. Okay, this is done to prevent situations where combos. Yeah. Yep. Okay, interesting tweet. Aggressiveness is a bit too rewarding, making it hard to defend yourself effectively. Wall staggers from heat dash will be removed, and the damage of heat burst will throws will be nerfed. Hold on, wait a minute. That's a lot in one tweet. Okay, so wall staggers. So this has a lot to do with like mix-up characters, right? So if we're thinking about Kazuya, and we think about his best tool, down back 1-2 at the wall when you get a heat dash. Now he's only going to be +5, and I can also say for Brian that without having his wall stagger, I think this is fair. This is fine. I don't really care about it. I'll taunt it up or no, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is needed though. This is a really good change. It's way too much. I mean, there's a number of characters that I can talk about here, like Fang Wei. If he gets that, then he gets his sidestep 2 or his sidestep 1+2. I don't remember the input, or his hell sweep, and now you can actually most likely hit him out, and that's really good. Now I can't do heat dash into taunt, and now they can hit me out of that, and now it's more of a mind game. Now there's counterplay. Now I can sidestep it. This is awesome. And now I gotta read about this. The damage of heat bursts and throws will be nerfed. Damage of heat bursts and throws will be nerfed. This is done to increase the importance of sidestepping in 3-dimensional plays. So it sounds like they're gonna take the homing out of throws, which is a huge plus. I'm also going to tell you about a situation. So, let's say I'm playing Brian, right? And I do a hatchet. My best option would actually be doing up forward 1+2. I'm going to tell you why. So, with Brian tools, if you ever want to counter hit the opponent after doing hatchet, you can do down 2 or you could do jet upper, right? And both of these are frame traps completely. But one of them tracks towards one side and the other one tracks towards the other. And even if the grabs are 14 frames still, I can still, my bad, I was just readjusting my cam. I can still grab and it would be completely homing and honestly be my best option. And that should not be a thing at all, right? This is not, this is barely even Brian gameplay anymore. If I'm doing hatchet into up forward 1+2, it's kind of stupid in my opinion, you know? But yeah, this is really good. It matters how they're going to nerf heat burst. I know this is obviously a very important mechanic. I personally really hate heat bursts in general, right? So how it usually goes is I can do something minus. Let's say I'm playing Brian. Again, I do 1-2-1, right? And I'm like -6, whatever. They couldn't jab me out of heat burst, and if they came through and try to like throw me, right? I 1-2-1, and then I would 1-2-4, and it would counter hit them and blow them up. And for him to like literally come through and take the risk of trying to grab me, I feel like it's just way too much risk. And what do you get? You get 40 damage. You get 40 damage if you grab me out of this. What do I get if I 1-2-4 you? Well, I get the heat burst, or not the heat burst, the heat dash on you. There's just so much you could do when you're playing Brian after like a 1-2-1 you're minus. They have to respect your heat burst. So now I feel like if you can actually counter hit properly, this will be, fucking awesome. I think the game really needs this nerfed. And the overall flow of the game, it will not be, oh, a minus, +1, and now you can't do anything. And then he's fucking, if we're at the wall and we're +1, obviously I can once again 1-2-4 your dumbass if you're trying to jab me or whatever. It's there's so many mind games you could do with it, and I feel like if you're in a minus situation, you pop it, and it's like, it just fucking sucks. It disrupts the flow of the game, and then even not even mentioning that if you have heat, and they respect you, then you can heat burst, and then they hit against the wall, and you get a straight up mix up, right? So this is honestly the most important part of the patch, right here. This is going to take a load off of actual defenders of heat, which is super good. I'm hoping they haven't mentioned it yet, but I'm really hoping that they talk about heat smashes. Obviously this is most likely the biggest part of the patch, is how this operates, what you can sidestep. Okay. I was just reading this down here. But yeah, this makes me pretty fucking excited. Right here. It's this whole entire tweet. So we just have to see. We just have to see. I'm going to read the last one out loud. While significant balance adjustments were made in patch 1.04 and will be made in patch 1.05, similar large scaling adjustments will not happen during the remainder of Season 1. Patches from July onward will focus on fixing unintended moves, behaviors, and bug fixes. So, obviously, this will only matter if they really fucking fuck up the patch, but I think it's pretty impossible. They're not really talking about specific balance changes that they're going to do. Well, not yet. Obviously, they're going to have patch notes for it. But the overall message of this is just we have to nerf heat burst, heat everything, and throws, which is really good. I'm so sick of getting heat bursted on at -6. It fucking sucks. You can't do anything about it. Finally, counterplay in Tekken 8. That's all I really wanted to say. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking stoked. It's gonna come out in 4 days. I will definitely be playing it Tuesday. I'll probably make a video on Monday about it. So, yeah, thank you guys for listening to me. Take care.